Hey everyone, I am just back from the store and I thought I would take this quiet opportunity to tell you a teeny bit about Brightline eating before I show you what I ate in a day. The first thing that you need to know is this is not a plan for everybody. This is not a plan for someone who has a casual relationship with food and can control what they eat and their portion sizes and stuff like that. I am happy to, I'm not happy, but I will be willing to admit to you that I definitely have had a food addiction that I've battled on and off for years. I've had an eating disorder, and for me, time and time again, the things that work are like very structured programs. I'll go into a little bit more about why I ended up with Brightline eating and like what my problems were in the future. But for right now, I just wanted to tell you that I definitely have been a huge addict of sugar, and also my portion sizes were a big problem. And so when we got the girls and I started having sleepless nights and really just needing to be on 24/7, I realized my food situation had to change. I thought about food all the time. I was stressed about food. I was gaining weight. It was just not good. And more than anything else, I just didn't feel well. So I started Brightline eating when you watch this, it'll be about 6 weeks. Prior to this, I've lost over 10 pounds. But the biggest thing is my brain fog disappeared, which I have suffered from like terribly cloudy thinking since I can't even tell you. And I've been just so much more motivated to do things. Like there are projects around the house that I've always wanted to do, or things that were dirty and it just drove me crazy. But when I got up to do them, my body would really feel like it just couldn't do it. The fatigue has been excessive in my life and persistent. And it goes away a little bit when I get on pretty strict eating routines and I'm exercising a lot. I'll feel a lot better, but I will just always fall off those things. But Brightline eating, I will never eat differently again. There are 2 phases of Brightline eating. There is the weight loss phase, which I'm in, and then there's the maintenance phase, which you would do later. But the basic tenets are you don't eat flour, you don't eat sugar, you have certain portion sizes, and you eat 3 meals a day. You do not snack in between meals. So I'll try to list like the things that are really important as you're getting started. But there's a book, I can't remember her name. I'll leave the name here and I'll put it in the description. I'll leave all the information you need in the description. But I just cannot recommend it enough. If you've tried a lot of things and they haven't worked for you, or you really have an unhealthy relationship with food and you can't seem to get off like the crazy train, hi. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to show you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Dinner, I'll do like a actual recipe. I made some delicious eggplant lasagna, and then I'll just show you kind of what I ate for breakfast and lunch. And for each of the meals, I'll show you the portions that you're supposed to hit. It's done so well. Like you're supposed to have fats and grains and proteins at different times, and it just helps my body feel so much better. You guys know that I have autoimmune diseases and chronic pain and all of that stuff, and I am feeling better and better as I'm going along on this journey. So I just wanted to share it. There have not been very many resources that I have found on any platform for Brightline eating. I think it's kind of a smaller program, although it's picking up steam. But the book is incredible. It's actually a really quick read if you're interested in that. And okay, so that's my longish intro, but I did kind of want to tell you guys about the program before I started so that if you're interested, you could A, watch the video. If you're not interested, it's not for you then. And then B, also let you guys know that if you have questions, these are kind of the basic points that I wanted to hit. If you have questions, just leave them below. I will get to it. All right, let's go. For breakfast, I wanted to make 3 portions of a frozen smoothie bowl all at once. So I put in 2 frozen bananas, some peanut butter, a little bit of almond milk, some almond milk yogurt, which made it very creamy, and just a few frozen cherries to just give it a little bit of sweetness. And I added some oatmeal and blended it all up. I ended up having to throw it in the freezer for just about 15 minutes to let it solidify a little bit, but then I took some peanut butter and oatmeal that I had already mixed up, topped it with that and a couple of blueberries. It was delicious. I actually had a different lunch I wanted to show you guys, but I lost the footage, so this is something I did a few days later. I microwaved a spaghetti squash for about 3 minutes and then scooped out all of the seeds. Then I just sprayed both halves with some avocado oil. Then I added a little bit of salt, not too much, and pepper and some garlic powder. I baked the squash at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, and then when it was done, I was starving and I didn't mind burning my fingers. So I just used a fork to pull out the shreds. It's crazy how it looks exactly like spaghetti noodles, and it's such a great replacement if you're trying to get rid of flour. I made myself a big bowl of spaghetti squash noodles and then added some spaghetti sauce that we had from the other day that just had some beefless ground in it. Topped it with some vegan pesto, and then I ate it with a bowl of cherries. So good.
Hello. Welcome back to lasagna.
I realized that y'all both have yellow shirts.
For dinner, I'm preparing an eggplant lasagna. You just take some eggplant and slice it all up. If you have a crying baby, you hold them for a while. Then you just get all of your slices on plates and sprinkle liberally with salt. Leave it there for about 30 minutes because that's going to draw out the moisture. While that was just sitting there, I added all the ingredients for this cheese sauce that I wanted to make. My cheese sauce was blended and put to the side. I just grabbed some paper towels and smushed away the moisture. Smush, that's my professional chef term. Then I sprinkled the eggplant slices with garlic powder and parsley, and I put it on for a broil of about 10 minutes to see if it would just kind of firm them up. It didn't do much, so I probably won't do that step in the future. Then I made spaghetti sauce with beefless ground and Prego traditional and started building my layers. I did sauce, and then I did the eggplant slices, and then my cheese sauce, which turned out super good. It was creamy and delicious, and I've got that recipe saved forever. It's so yummy. So I just finished up the layers. I was also making a regular lasagna for the fam over there to the right. Once that was done, I just made sure that it was covered tightly, and then I baked it at 375 for about 20 minutes covered, and then I took the top off and baked it for another 15 minutes. It was a success. I loved it. Thank you so much for being here, and leave any questions you might have in the comments below.